Hey guys, today I'm going to do my first Fairy Loot unboxing. Hey, good morning and welcome to Fairy Loot unboxing. This is the June 2017 unboxing. I have never gotten Fairy Loot before. This is my very first one. I'm super excited. And it was shipped super fast. If you are not familiar with Fairy Loot, which not many of you would be unfamiliar, it is a monthly bookish subscription box out of the UK that comes with one new release book and several bookish items. It is fantasy-based box, and all of their themes revolve around fantasy. I have already snipped, and it's time to open. So this month's theme, which I couldn't remember, I've been avoiding spoilers on Instagram and BookTube like you would not believe, is Elementalist. The art cards are beautiful. They're fabulously done. I am not a huge fan of the art cards typically from Fairy Loot, but every time I see an unboxing, the art card is what kind of scared me off before, and then I love the boxes. So although I don't love the art cards because they're kind of creepy to me, I end up really loving the box. I'm not going to read the spoilers on the back. I can read that later. Let's just get right into it. So the first thing is a soap, and I've ripped it open. It's a Ascent Clairvoyance soap. It's white fig and pomegranate glycerin soap. It's kind of heavy. It's summer where I am right now, and we actually have a tropical storm going outside. That's why the light's kind of bad. And so this is not really something I would do right now. But it smells really interesting. It's not too girly. I prefer this much more than major floral scents. I'm just not a big rose, highly lavendery fan. So this is geared towards really anybody. It smells good. I love smelling stuff. So very cool. Okay, next. In the Moment handmade jewelry, exclusively handmade for Fairy Loot. So it is one of those hands. I will look at the card. Luckily, the card has everything in bold, so you don't have to read too much. Okay. In the Moment. Hamsa hand bracelet. It is a protective symbol and is said to bring the owner happiness, luck, and good fortune. This is sure to keep you safe on your storm journey during the book of the month. Oh, that's really cool, especially since we have a current storm literally brewing outside here. So it's rained for like 2 weeks because it's kind of like a rainy season. And now we have a tropical storm. By the time this uploads, the tropical storm will probably be gone. But we have a tropical storm, so this is perfect. Very cool. Okay. The next thing, and this was one of the spoilers, it's a candle by Witchwood Remedies. It is 5. Okay, so there are 5 different Stormheart candles. They are based on storms in the book. Okay, so I think I know what the book is, actually, now that I remember back to spoilers. So, the different storm hearts are based on storms in the book of the month and contain crystals that match those storm hearts too. So it does. It has like herbal pieces. It says botanical toppings. And it says, what storm heart did you receive? It's got some clear crystals. I'm going to just kind of show you the top if you can see. You see? It's kind of glary. I don't want to take the top off and tilt it because then, well, I guess I can. See those crystals? Well, there you go. Or you can see them there. Let's see. It smells Christmassy. It's got like cinnamon in it. It smells really good. It smells like Christmas in July. Okay. Does it say what the fragrance is? It doesn't. It's Skyfire. So it doesn't really say what's in it. But it smells like it's got like cinnamon or clove or something. It smells Christmassy to me. But it smells really, really good. Here, like I said, it's summertime. So we do a lot of lighter things. It's hot in our summer and humid. But it smells really good. So I'm excited. I'm going to smell it one more time. I just told you I love smells. Smells good. Okay. The next is Earthbender. It's lip balm. Bending lip balms. Okay, this is by Geeky Clean. I have not seen the movie Avatar, The Last Airbender. That's what apparently this is from. It is elements. So they're going to have different elements representing the 4 elements. And they were exclusive for the box. So I got the Earthbender. So these are exclusive. And I knew that Geeky Clean was doing an exclusive item just for this box. So that's pretty cool. Potion sticky notes. So far, I'm fairly certain we've got the elements, which Elementalist, that makes sense. storms and magic, because we have potion sticky notes. The purple will probably go missing today. My daughter loves purple. The blue may even, because of my son. Okay. So, The Walking Land by Callie Bates. The Land Will Rise Again exclusive sampler. I've gotten a few of these samplers, maybe one or two others. I know I've at least gotten one, but I'm thinking I got two others besides this. And I don't ever read them, because what if I don't, well, not if I don't like them. What if I like them and it's going to be like months before the book comes out? Oh, this comes out next week. This one comes out June 29th, so that's really not an excuse. And it is it's the prologue and the first two chapters of the book. So you actually could probably read this. That is kind of neat that it is just coming out next week, so you can see if you like the book before you actually kind of invest in it. Okay, next, a tote bag. No. It is a pillowcase. Does it? Oh, it zips. Okay. I don't have a pillow this size. I'll have to get one. Okay, it's a pillowcase. It says, "Books are a uniquely portable magic," and it's a quote by Stephen King. Can you see that? It's really pretty. I hear my son. He's just woken up apparently, so it may get loud because he's 7. Very cute. Stephen King was kind of the first horror books I read, really the only horror books. I read Christopher Pike. And if you are in your late 30s, early 40s, you may have heard of Christopher Pike. I read those in middle school, and he was creepy. And then I read some Stephen King in high school. My mother hated it. I read It. I read Misery. I saw the Misery movie, snuck into it, was supposed to see Kindergarten Cop, still have not seen Kindergarten Cop to this day, because that's when you actually had to be an age to get into a movie. Now, they'll let a preschooler go see a rated R movie and not care about the content, but back then they really did care, and they really didn't let you in or buy a ticket unless your parent bought it or you snuck in. So I snuck into one movie. It was Misery by Stephen King. Kathy Bates was in it. And I'd literally just read an article by Stephen King, and I didn't know much of his background. I knew that all of his movies took place in Maine. It was one of the first ones I read, and so I knew Derry, Maine. It's rained so much here, I'm waiting for Pennywise the Clown to pop up out of my drain and say we all float down here, because we're all about to float up here too. I'm waiting for Noah also to take the ark down the road. It's rained forever. I digress. But so I really liked Stephen King, but I was reading this article and didn't realize that he actually wrote several of his books while he was either on pills, cocaine, or drinking a whole lot. I can't remember now, but it's one of his, it may be Dark Tower, but it's one of them that was the very first, the first book in the series that he wrote when he was sober. It was his first book, sober. So when I was reading about it, it talked about Misery and said that the Kathy Bates character was actually, I think, cocaine, or maybe it was the alcohol, but there's several books where he actually, the bad character in it, he likens to his addiction at that time. And there was one book, and I can't remember the book either. I need to find the article. If I do, I'll link it below, but I cannot promise I can find it again. In it, he also said that there was one book that he actually doesn't remember writing at all. And that's very interesting to me that he struggled that much, and he doesn't remember writing the book at all. So I'm fascinated by Stephen King. I think it'd be totally creepy to grow up in his house. I cannot read a lot of his books, but I will say that is one of the things that got me as a teenager to read a bit more, because I did not love to read. I kind of always read, but I did not love to read because we were required so much reading where I went to school. I went to a private school in my town. Sorry, I need some coffee. Anyway, we were required to read so much that, and I didn't like anything we were required to read, that I think I read Stephen King because it was just totally opposite. So I really like this. I may take it to my classroom. I teach math and science, but I also, I have a classroom library in my classroom. So because all math teachers need that. So, and I actually talk a lot about my books to my students and what they're reading too. Oh, I just noticed the little book on there. It says Fairy Loot. You can't see it, but it says Fairy Loot. Can you see that? I don't think you can see that. But it says Fairy Loot. That's really cool. Okay, so finally we have the book. I do like their purple worms. That's kind of like cool. But we have the book. I love these little pouches. I get pouches with my uppercase, and I do love that. And this says happy reading. It is great to store the books. I take the dust jackets off while I read them if it's a hardcover. In the States, hardcovers come out 6 months to a year a lot of times before the soft covers. And so those in the UK oftentimes get soft covers, and it's not available to us. So our soft covers are typically much less expensive than a hardcover, where I've noticed on Book Depository that they're very comparable in price. In the UK, only a few dollars difference, where here you may buy a hardcover book for $30 US, and the paperback may be $12.99 or $8.99. So that's interesting. So I do like these bags. I've been carrying, because it is raining, we do have a tropical storm. The lighting's all messed up. I do like to carry my books in the bags. I didn't think about that until I did the Kickstarter for BookBo, and I will put the link to BookBo below too. I am not sponsored by them at all. I just did their Kickstarter campaign a month or so ago. The covers, the book like protectors, they're like book sleeves. They'll come out not until July. It looks like end of July. But and so this is good to keep it in then. So I really do like this little bag. Other people are like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? I'll find something to do it in. So, got my Fairy Loot code. That's going to be cool too. I wonder if anybody will ever actually have the same code I have. So, because you upload an unboxing photo or on Instagram or Twitter. I don't tweet. I tweet for work when I have to, because I am in this. I have in this program through work, but I don't tweet. So, but I do have Bookstagram, which I'll also link my Bookstagram below. Hopefully, I remember all this. So let's see. The Fairy Scoop, which I'll read later. It always has an interview with the author, and it's Cora Karma. Okay, this makes sense now. Hello, Fairy Loot readers. I am so excited to share the book Roar with you. So this month's book is Roar by Cora Cormack. Fairy Loot does come with a letter. The books do not come signed. That does not bother me at all, and I don't think they have signed. No. And they don't have signed book plates. So that doesn't bother me at all, because so many authors just sign their books and ship them all out now that it's not as special to me. So I guess maybe if I go to a book signing, that'll be neat. But I can get it like personalized, but it doesn't bother me. So here is the letter. And she says, I'm so very excited to share Roar with you. This book is so close to my heart. I've been dreaming for well over a decade of having a YA fantasy published. I spent several of those years as a YA book blogger, gusting over favorite books and recommending them to everyone I came across. So when I set out to write Roar, I wanted to include all of the things that have always enamored me about YA fantasy. A unique, cool promise, an amazing cast of characters, I think it says promise, to obsess over, and a romance that will keep me flipping the page to see what happens next. Funny story, when I signed a deal with Tortine to write my first YA fantasy, it was for a totally different book. But during the contract phase, I had an idea for a world suffering under attacks from one of the world's deadliest predators, storms. And this is interesting just because I do have a storm brewing outside right now. I imagine tornadoes that could track their prey, snowstorms that could strategize like commanders in battle, and rain that dreamed of revenge. And then I envisioned a crew of humans who hunted these storms to steal the magic they contain. Almost immediately, I reached out to my editor and was like, I know I was supposed to write the other book, but I can write about magic storms. But can I write about magic storms instead? Luckily, Tortines is the coolest, and they were totally on board. And thus Roar was born. I hope you're ready for some adventure with an extra heaping spoonful of romance. Thank you for sharing in my dream come true. May the skies show you mercy. Love, Cora Cormack. I do not love romance. A little bit doesn't bother me, but I'm not a huge romancy person. But the story sounds really, really intriguing. Look, there's the little So that kind of goes along now with that. Okay, making sense to me now. So far I'm truly enjoying this Fairy Loot box. I get several other book boxes. I wanted to try this one out mainly because it is strictly fantasy. And I may have mentioned this before. I'm going to do an About Me at some point, the BookTube newbie, although it's been like 2 months now, 3 months. But I always tell my students that I don't like fantasy, and I think I have mentioned this in a video before, and apparently I actually do. I just lie to myself all the time and say I don't like fantasy when fantasy actually is something I enjoy. Harry Potter is my favorite series. I was 20 when it came out, and have enjoyed kind of seeing those kiddos grow up. And so I actually love fantasy. So I'm excited. That's kind of the reason I got the Fairy Loot, because Owlcrate does do many different genres. And I've been trying to decide, should I cancel Owlcrate and only get, because it's expensive. Fairy Loot's really expensive here in the States with shipping. The money exchange is not different, but shipping is quite a bit. It ends up being about $40, I think, a box. So, but I really like it. So I'm excited. I'm going to keep up with this. And I'm super excited. If you subscribe to Fairy Loot, if you will chat me down below and tell me what your thoughts on this box are, other boxes. Do you get more than one box? I'm trying to pare down. I got kind of one box here and there just to see kind of what I liked. I have decided some that I don't like at all. That's for another video too. But because it still hasn't come yet. It's like the worst shipping box ever, and it is from the States. This came in like 3 days, and it's from Europe, from the UK. So chat me down in the comments with that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, and I would be extremely grateful. I upload every Sunday and a day in between, probably Wednesday if I have the time. I have more time in summer. So just chat me down, and I will see you next time with another video. Have a great day.